All right, how to make money selling apparel. We're going to be talking about that today, and I'm going to tell you the step-by-step process that I've taken to order apparel, how the pricing structure works, and really how to just maximize your profit when it comes to making money, if that's your goal. So let's start talking about number one. Why are you making apparel? Why are you trying to sell it? Could be numerous reasons. Now, I'm from the fitness industry, so I see a lot of apparel brands coming up, and my biggest qualm with them, my biggest issue is they don't have much that they stand for. If you create apparel, you have to be able to have people buy it because they connect with it for some reason. So you see successful people who sell apparel, especially when it comes to fitness and YouTube, because they have a following already. They have an audience base that has been created over time. People connect with this person, and then they want to buy their apparel. We'll use an example, Matthew Ogus or Chris Jones. Great examples. They have very large audience bases that they're able to sell their apparel to, and they're selling their apparel to people who want to connect with them. That's what that stands for. You're not going to see somebody go into a fashion store, for instance, like we'll just use like a Zoomies or a Hurley, and see apparel that's created by Matthew Ogus or Chris Jones. The apparel is not marketed to that audience. So we need to look at who we're trying to market to in the first place. A lot of times people are bringing about apparel ideas and they don't have much to stand for, and therefore people can't connect with it, and therefore it doesn't do so well. All right. Now, not to say that doesn't happen. We'll use a company like Gymshark, for example. They didn't necessarily have any other intention outside of just creating apparel. So with smart marketing, putting the right people in front of their company in terms of the face of the company or who was marketing with them, and just putting enough money, time, and effort into it, they were able to build a very successful brand when it comes to just apparel. Not apparel that represents something else that the company stands for. For instance, a YouTube channel, a personality, etc. That rarely happens. If it does, again, it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money. All right, so you got to think about who you're trying to market your apparel to, and do you have an audience to sell to? Because if you don't, then you're going to buy a lot of apparel, and where's it going to go? Who's going to buy it? What are you going to do with all the excess stock? All right, we need to figure that out. Once you figure out exactly what your plan is when it comes to who you're marketing to, and then you're able to get designs in place, you need to figure out what you want to do in terms of where do you get the apparel from. So the biggest mistake people make there as well is they don't think outside of the box when it comes to importing goods outside of the country. If you stay inside of the country, and I'm talking about the United States, what's most likely going to happen is you're going to pay an arm and a leg for screen printed apparel, and you're not going to be able to make money, profit. So let's talk about profit very quickly. All right. What I want you to look at is percentage of profit off of each individual unit, not overall sales in terms of how much money, dollar count, I made per shirt. I'll give you an example. Say I paid $15 to have a shirt custom printed and then delivered to me. I have a shirt now that cost me $15 and I want to sell it. All right. So I sell it, and I'm going to go ahead and sell it for, we'll say, $20. What's the profit on that? The profit was $5, dollar count wise. But what's the percentage of profit on that? Not very much. All right, if you do the math, you had 15, you made 5 out of it. Okay, 15 divided by 3, so you're looking at about 33% profit that you made on that one item. How do we increase the percentage of profit per unit? The answer is getting the price per unit lower. If I'm able to get a shirt made for, we'll say, $10, and I'm able to, you know what, we'll go with a different example, a better one, $5. If I can get a shirt made for $5, and I'm able to sell it for $10, I made $5. This is the same $5 I made on that $15 shirt that I sold for $20, but what's the percentage of profit? 100% profit I made on that $5 shirt. Because it cost $5, I sold it for $10, I made an extra $5, I doubled my money, I made 100% profit. That profit margin is far more important to look at than the actual dollar count. It's the same dollar count per unit. All right. A few things happen when you're able to do that. Number one, your overhead's lower. Your overall expenditure is lower. All right. But number two, you're able to sell things at a more reasonable price. If I'm able to sell a shirt for $10, then guess who's happy? The person buying the shirt. They're not spending $20 on that shirt. They're spending $10 on that shirt. And I'm still making the same dollar count profit-wise, and I'm increasing my profit margin by increasing the percentage of profit to 100%. This is very important that people very, very often overlook when it comes to just successful planning on how to sell their apparel. All right, we're going to go ahead and show you the order sheet from when I ordered through a distributor through China. All right, so I went through multiple routes to get apparel made when I first started making apparel. And keep in mind, I am not a very successful, huge apparel making person. But what I do like to do is analyze what I've done and figure out how to become better off of it. Or, in my case, figure out if I want to continue going that route or not. All right. I had apparel made through a few different manufacturers here in the United States. And I was looking at a lot of expenditure up front for not a lot of product. Okay, I went through, I think, maybe Uber shirts is one of them. Threadless something is another one. If I can remember the name, I'll gladly throw it up as a link. And these were companies that would market their services to people like me, people like you who want to sell your apparel. And what'll end up happening is they'll give you a good product at a very high price. Again, $15 to $20 per shirt. Yes, you get a custom make it. How cool is that? But what's going to happen is you're not going to make money, or at least a very high percentage of profit on each shirt. You're going to get ripped off. All right. A few things they take a look at when it comes to ordering apparel. Okay, how many print locations do you have? Do you have one print location, something here, or two, something here and something here? Those are certain factors that really go into how much they're going to charge you. All right, how you want the printing. I didn't want printing that was, I wanted printing that was actually like a part of the thread. I wanted it almost dyed. I was able to get that look through a company, but again, I was spending $15, $20 per shirt. All right, those are some high quality shirts, but I'm not going to make money. And that's really the goal, is if you're making apparel, chances are you want to make money off of it. All right, so that all led me to a position where I said, I need to branch out and find a way to get items that may be imported at a much cheaper cost. So I reached out and I went to Alibaba. All right, Alibaba.com is a huge trading website. They have everything that you could bulk order from across the world, anywhere. India, Japan, as long as we don't have any trading embargoes with them, China, all over the place. So if you're looking for apparel, let's start there. You're going to get very high minimum order quantities, MOQ, but again, you're going to get a much lower overall unit price if you buy up front a lot of stock, of quantity. So that's where you are able to really make the most bang for your buck. Let's go take a look. So here we are, guys. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this screen here. This is an Excel sheet from when I started to actually inquire and then become more serious about the design and the actual process. This is the order, or the invoice, the order sheet. So I want you guys to take a look at a few things. Now, I took a lot of the information out that would be here, like the address, the phone numbers, and whatnot. But I did leave his contact information. That way you can find it if you're interested in ordering apparel. All right. We have the description of what we're looking at. All right. We have the quantity. And these quantities were discussed ahead of time. All right. We talked about the minimum order quantity. And this is what we came to an agreement about. So you're taking a look at a large quantity of pieces. Over here, we have the total piece. All right, 360 pieces of garment. This is a lot of quantity of stock. All right, but the unit price is $3.86 per unit. All right, this is phenomenal. You would be beside yourself if you could find anybody in the United States who would sell to you for this price. It's not going to happen. All right, so of course you do the math, you end up with a subtotal of $1,389. All right, and then of course you need to pay shipping, which is rather hefty. Why? Because these things are heavy. All right, it's not cheap to ship. I learned that right away. I was like, wow, that's expensive. Bear with me, it's going to be worth the overall price. Overall price here, $16.79. That's including shipping. You pay half up front, and then when you receive the goods, or when he ships them, if I'm not mistaken, then you pay the other half. All right. So this is again what to expect as a unit price. All right. It has some of his information as well here too. So here we go. Yes, it was 50% deposit and then 50% before shipment. So that makes much more sense. This is exact directly from him. You can see the last time I ordered it was 2013, so it's been a while. But this was directly from the manufacturer. This is what he quoted me, and this is roughly what I paid for exactly my product. Now you can see here the products with a little bit of a description here of what they would look like. All right, now these were women's vests I was working on. I also have men's vests as well, or stringers, however you want to call them. So this is a perfect example of what you can expect. And I wanted to show you guys something else as well too. Here we have what it's going to cost you for samples. All right. So what's going to happen is you're going to be interested in seeing a sample before you spend $1,700 on product, correct? So you're going to have to shell out a lot up front for samples. $88 is a pretty good amount for something that you don't even know if you're going to like. All right. But this is directly from him. All right, and this is just a quote for the samples. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of that visual in terms of direct communication between me and the manufacturer in China. What it looked like, what to expect when it comes to the order quantity. All right, so again, you'll discuss with him what you want. When you get a few designs down, a few rough drafts, you'll pay for a sample. The sample will be shipped to you within a week or two. You'll take a look at it. If you like it, you confirm the order, you pay 50% deposit, and he'll start manufacturing. Then before he ships, he will ship it. You'll pay the money, he'll ship it, and then you'll get the product in huge brown beat up boxes. So when you pay them the money, you're usually either Western Unioning it. I don't think he takes PayPal, money orders, wire transfers. It's very sketchy up front. It seems very gray area. Am I just shipping my money? Sending my money to a random bank account and I'm not going to get anything? That was my biggest concern up front. I got the product. I was very pleased with the product. So I have to vouch for this person. He did a good job. Communication is very rough because of the language barrier. So a lot of times there's some miscommunications, but just do your best to work with them. All right. And this is what got me around the $3 to $4, and we'll just call it between $3 to $5 per unit price on apparel. So then, if you take that and you sell it for the normal price, right? So $5 a shirt, we'll go with the number $5. $5 a shirt, you sold it for $20. What's the percentage of profit there? 300% profit that you just made on a shirt. The same shirt that you would have only made 33% profit on had you bought it for $15 and sold it for $20. This is how you need to structure your own business plan when it comes to making money on apparel. Look at profit margin in percentage and not overall dollars. If you take a look at that number, 360 pieces. All right, so 360 pieces. I'm going to pull out my calculator here so we can take a look. 360 pieces cost me about $1,700. But if I do 360 pieces and I multiply it by, we'll just say 20. All right, we have $7,200. So on my investment of $1,700, I made $7,200. So then of course I'll subtract the $1,700 and I made about $5,500 if I was able to sell out that stock. So again, that's going to trail back to step one. Who am I marketing to? Who's my audience? Are they going to buy my product, or am I going to sit on a whole bunch of product and not make money on it? All right, that's what you have to think about when you're planning your route for apparel sales. All right, I would suggest you really take a look at the website Alibaba. Don't get me wrong, there's great manufacturers here in the United States when it comes to making the apparel. But if you're not able to make enough money on the product, then why are you doing it in the first place? Why do you think big companies outsource? Because it's cheaper, period. And we want to make money. We don't want to give our money away, to another company who's going to make a high quality shirt, but then turn around and sell it, for pennies, when I could turn around and sell it for a lot more. All right. I hope this helps you guys to give you guys a little bit more of an in-depth look into how to make money on apparel sales. Best of luck to you guys. Take care.